well, friction. Now, what is friction? Can anyone like? I think so. Anyone can explain what is actually friction? Girls, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. What is friction? Okay, just rub your hand, beta. Just rub your hand fast. What do you feel? What do you feel when you rub your hand? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. When you rub your hand, what do you feel?
Heat.
Heat. Friction creates heat. This is one thing. Yes. So when you rub your hand, you feel
Yes.
warm. You feel warm. Heat is produced. So with friction, you must have heard about forest fires. You heard of forest fires? Hello, children. Have you heard of forest fires? This is the way, due to friction, forest fires are produced or created. Okay? Because we are not going there. Are we going to the forest to put on the fire? No. It happens automatically. It happens naturally. Okay? And the first, it, what is happening? What is this man doing? He is pushing the box, right?
Pushing.
He's pushing the box. So the box is being dragged from here to here. Between the surface and the box. You agree? Line also on the floor. Yes or no? So this is caused due to friction. You get a screeching sound. The body is dragged from one place to another. It's only due to friction. Next one is this person is pushing. So where is the friction? Friction is between the hand and the object. Yes.
Yes.
Whatever comes in contact with the object creates friction. The other one is a trolley. Can you see the trolley? So there's a friction
Yes.
between the wheel and the surface of the ground. Got it now? This is the friction which allows it to move. So friction is caused due to the contact of two objects or two bodies. Now we'll see in detail what is actually a friction. Please read better. Please read better.
What is friction? Friction, frictional force, is a force that acts in an opposite direction to movement.
Now if the ball is moving on this side, the friction will be applied on the other side. Okay? Got it now? And then the ball will come to a stop. This is called friction. Yes, see.
The,
Hello, say beta.
the force which always opposes the motion of over another object in contact with it is called friction.
This is oppositive force which opposes the motion of one object. One object was what? The wheel of the trolley. On the other object, what was the other object? It was the surface of the floor, which is in contact. That is called as friction. So friction is also a force, right? Friction is also a force. What is written over here? Box wants to move in this direction. So which direction the box wants to move? This direction. And which direction the friction will move? The opposite direction. You got it? This is the simplest way of explaining. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Yes, say. Hello. Please read better.
Friction, force that opposes the motion of an object when the object is in contact with another object or surface. Force that slows down or stops motion.
Simple. You see, you throw a ball onto the ground, right? First, it goes with the speed, and after some time, the speed becomes slow, and later it comes to a stop. Have you observed that anytime? When you allow the ball to move on the floor, you just push it with a force, right? So it dribbles, it goes very fast, and after some time, the speeds slow down, and finally it comes to a halt. Have you ever observed this type of
Yes, ma'am.
process? Okay. So what this friction force doing? It is cutting the speed of the object, and finally it allows it to come to rest, and that's it. So force does not allow the motion of the body to continue. Finally it has to stop. Finally it has to come to a halt. You got it? So why it is coming to a halt? Why the object is coming to a halt? Only due to friction force. Did you understand now?
Yes, ma'am.
See how friction affects motion. Let's see. And if you can explain to me, I will be very happy. Okay? If you think you can explain, then do it. Everything is in very easy language, and you are well aware of whatever the activities that we are doing today. Please read.
Ma'am, can I?
Yes, sure, better. Anyone can do that. Read better.
Slow down and stop.
What happened?
Stop even though no apparent force is being applied to it. The ball slows down and stops because of friction.
Fine. Can you explain? Can anyone explain?
Ma'am,
What's your name, better?
ma'am, my name is Mahavish.
Now, explain them better if you can.
When we roll a ball along in a flow or ground, the ball rolling very fast and then it gets slow. Then at last the ball stops. This happens
Very good.
because of friction force.
Mhm. It's because of friction force. Fine, very good. But can you see the force which is applied onto it? No, we cannot. Can we see that there is any force applied onto the ball? The friction force. Can we see the friction force? No.
No.
So that is why the word apparent comes with it. Apparent is visible. It's written no apparent force. So we cannot see that it is blocked by a bat or by my hand or by my leg. Is it stopped like that it comes to rest? No. So we are not obstructing anything. There is no force applied onto it, but still the ball comes to a stop. That is what they are saying. That unseen force that is only felt by the ball is called as frictional force. Understood better? So this force is unseen. You cannot see that force. Can you see that force better? Can you see the friction force?
No, ma'am.
No. So that force is called as friction force. Okay, better. Now, please read this one.
Friction slows down a moving object. Friction occurs when two objects rub
Hello. It's okay. You can repeat it again. If there's some problem, network problem, you can repeat it again better.
Okay, ma'am. Frictions slow down a moving object.
Ma'am, can I read?
Okay.
Friction slow down and a moving object. Friction occurs when two objects rub against each other.
Exactly. That's the why I had asked you to rub your hand. Remember early of this lecture when I started with lecture, what did I say? Better please rub your hands. Didn't I say that?
Yes, ma'am.
So that time what happened? The friction was occurring between your own hands. So when friction occurred, you felt that the hands have become warm. The heat is being produced due to friction. Always remember just now what you had done the activity as that when you allow the ball to move onto the floor or the ground, it slows down and then it comes to a stop. So this also is a force, that is friction force is applied onto the ball that is making it slow down. So these are the activities, these are the action of forces of friction. What happens to a body which is in motion? So what does the force of friction do, beta? It slows down the object. Second, it stops the object. Hope you have understood. Have you understood, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, beta. Now we'll do example by example. Again, the same thing. If you can, well and good. If you can explain to me, well and good. Okay, beta? So now, here, you are my teacher, I am a student. Is it clear? Hello,
Yes, ma'am.
girls. Okay, beta. Start.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, can I?
Yeah, anyone can do that. Just give me your name and then start.
Mahvish, a car
Okay?
that runs on a very rough road. The car slows down due to friction. However, on a smooth road, it travels fast. When we run the car, it's very rough road. We slow down the car due to friction, and at highway or smooth road, it travels fast because there is smooth surface smooth road.
It's a smooth road. What does that mean? That is what I'm asking you. I'm just showing you. Okay? Then there's a speed breaker. This is a rough road. This straight is the smooth road. Now I've
Rough road,
drawn it.
yes, smooth road.
Rough road and smooth road. See, I've drawn it. A car is moving on the rough road. So where is more friction?
In rough
Hello.
road. In
Exactly.
rough road.
You got the answer, beta. So more friction on the rough road. So obviously, the car cannot move fast. Car cannot move fast because it is all uneven. The road is uneven. It goes down, then it goes up. Then there's a sort of a small hill, so it is going high.
Yes.
Then there's a ditch. There's a puddle. There is water. Hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So it's all uneven. Okay? It's all uneven. So obviously your car has to be slowed down because you won't be balance your car. You won't be able to balance your car, isn't it? It may overturn. Whereas on smooth road, the friction is less. Increases the speed. Friction is more, the car will stop. friction is less, the car will move at a very high speed. You understood? And that's why there's chances of slipping and skidding on the soft road or on the smooth road. Not soft road, that's the wrong way of presentation. It is a smooth road. I think you have seen people meeting with an accident on smooth road, yes or no? Because the car skids, the car slips at times when it is in high speed. Have you observed these things? Hello? Yes,
Yes,
girls?
ma'am.
Acha. Am I audible? Are you able to hear me?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
fine. So, hope you have understood these two activities. Okay, who will
Yes.
explain finally? As I have explained it, now you explain it in your own words, please. I've given you all the hints. Now you explain in your own words. Yes, better. Hello. Hello.
Means a car that runs in rough road, it
Not in,
slows
better. It is
down
on.
due to friction.
It cannot be in. In is inside. Is the car
Oh,
running inside, beta? No, no. It is on the road, right? So you have to what
yes,
preposition you have to use, beta? On. Okay. Do that again.
on.
Please repeat it again, beta.
A car that runs on a very rough road slows down due to friction.
Why? Because the friction is more. The force is more.
Because
Opposite. Okay.
yes, and in smooth road it travels
On
fast.
smooth. Beta, on smooth.
On, yes, sorry, ma'am.
It's
On
okay.
smooth road,
You need not tell me sorry. Hello. You need not say sorry, beta. Just learn. If you really feel
okay,
sorry,
ma'am.
you will learn the right things. Okay, beta? Okay?
On, on smooth road, it
If I
travels
cut you
fast
short, then
because
only you will learn. Because the
less.
friction is very less, minimum. There's no
Yes,
obstruction. You can see the speed of the car, 170 kilometer per hour, more than 100 kilometer per hour. Why? Because the friction is less, so car moves very fast. Simple? Okay, here we go. Please read.
a smooth surface has a very few bumps and hollows. There is less friction on a smooth surface. A running object can glide or move continuously with very little force.
Good. So can you explain? It's the same thing in a detailed manner. Can you explain better?
Yes, means in smooth surface there is there and there is less friction on a smooth road. So running object can um run continuously with little force.
Okay. Um, let's take a ball. Such a simple example as a ball. Take one rough
Ye-
surface and take one smooth surface. Allow it to roll onto the rough surface. What will happen? It will it will go for a certain period of time and then it will jump, it will go sideways, it can even change its direction. What do you say? It can happen, isn't it? It can change its direction and then it will come to a stop. Take another smooth surface. Allow the ball to roll. The distance that will be covered with the same force on the rough surface and on the smooth surface will be different. The distance covered on the smooth surface will be always more than the distance covered on the rough surface. You agree? Do you agree, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello? Do you agree? Girls, can you hear me? Hello?
Ma'am, we can hear you.
Girls can. Okay, thank you.
Hello,
So,
ma'am.
hope you have understood this point. Hello? Yes, better?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, did you understand this second point of the frictional
Yes.
force onto the ball? Okay, fine. So, why? Because smooth surface don't have bumps. Now, what are bumps? Bumps are like this. And what are hollows? Hollows are like this. You got it? You got the difference? What are bumps and hollows?
Yes.
Bumps are this. These are bumps. Got it? These are bumps which are outside. And what are hollows? This is road. This is hollows. You got my point? So this is a uneven surface. It's uneven surface. Got it? I hope you
Yes, ma'am.
understand the
Yeah.
difference between bumps and hollows. So I'm just showing you. So when the surface is straight and the surface is having like this, and like this, which one is better? This is rough and this is smooth. So obviously there's more friction because your tire has to adjust, the car tire has to adjust with the surface of the ground. So with less force, it can move to a larger distance on the smooth surface, and with the same force, maybe it will come till here, and maybe the object will come here with the same force. That is the difference, nothing else. Because the friction is less on the smooth force and the friction is more on the rough surface. Yes, better.
Smooth surface produces less friction and allows shoes and tires to slip. On a rough surface, there are more
Better,
bumps.
please explain. Please explain that first point. We will go one by one. Don't take everything to it. It will be easy for you to make me understand. Now you are making me understand better. You are my teacher. That's why I'm saying. Do point by point. What does this first point suggest?
Since in smooth surface there is less friction, and so
So what
shoes and
happens?
tires to slip
That
because it
means
is smooth, so it slips.
our shoes, if we run
Yes,
fast, we may even fall, isn't it? And the tires of
yes,
cars and the tires of vehicles, even they can skid, they can slip. You know, some people say, oh, the car slipped and it met with an accident. Remember? If it is a wet road, if there's water on the road, there are more chances for the tires to slip because water makes the road more slippery. What do you say? Because during rainy
yes.
season, generally you get this problem. Even your cycle can also slip. Yes or no, beta? Yes, the tires it slips, isn't it? Because you cannot have control because it becomes so smooth. The water makes the surface of the road smoother, and there's more risk for the vehicle to slip. Let's see what's on a rough surface. Please read, beta.
On a rough surface, there are more bumps and hollows. When you push the cart on a rough road, it will travel slowly. There's more friction acting on the moving cart. The rougher the surface, the more friction there is. Thus, the slower an object moves.
Explain in your own words. You can do it. You
Means
need
in
not
rough
use all these
surface
words
there are
together.
more bumps and hollows.
Okay.
So when we push the cart
What is
on rough
cart?
road, that
Give me an example. Will do. See, I will stop you. If you don't ask me any question, I will ask you a question. Remember that. So you better ask me a question. if you do not know. Okay, beta? Yes, what is cart? Either you explain or you give me an example. Yes, but I'm waiting. What is cart?
Like trolley like substance.
I did not get you, beta.
Ma'am,
What
cart
is
is
a cart?
used for
Yes, yes,
Like
cart is used
bullock
for.
cart, horse
Exactly,
cart.
you go
for
give me the
transporting
example. Bullock
people.
cart. Exactly, for transportation. Very good. So cart is used for keeping the luggage or keeping the burden. Okay? Or keeping the goods. Cart is actually used for keeping the goods. Fine, very good. So fine. So one if the cart is being pushed on a rough road, what happens, beta?
There's more friction on the cart, so it will move slowly
There is more friction not on the cart, beta. There is more friction on the
On the
tires of the
road.
cart. Please.
Yes.
So you have to be very specific, beta. If you say cart, that means cart is the substance which is being held by the tires, isn't it? But friction is
Yes.
not happening on the cart. Friction is happening with the tires and the surface of the ground. You got my point?
Yes.
Okay? Yeah, fine. Good. Then what happens next? So what will happen, beta?
Ma'am, the surface is more rougher, there is more friction.
So surface is rough. Surface is rough,
Yes.
so it will travel slowly. It's due to more friction. Okay. So there's more friction acting on the moving cart. Okay. What happens? How fast does it move? Does the cart move fast, better? There's disturbance. Please adjust your mic better.
Anyone mics is on.
Thank you. So what does it suggest? If the surface is rough, the cart will move slow. As simple as that. If the surface is smooth, the cart will move fast. With the same force, huh? Remember that. If I apply the same force, it will move fast. Any problem?
No, ma'am. No
No, ma'am.
problem.
Okay. Yes. See, it's all revision I'm giving you. So we need not do it again and again. Okay? Read better.
Friction is
Friction
lesser
is
on a
lesser
smooth
on
shine.
friction is
What happened?
lesser on a smooth shiny surface. Friction is
Okay.
greater on a rough surface.
Okay. Do you think we have to explain it again?
No, ma'am.
Now we had learnt about smooth surface. Have we learnt about shiny surface? Hello.
No,
What is the meaning of shiny surface? Can you give me an example of a shiny surface, beta? Mirror. Hello.
yes,
Mirror is a shiny surface? Yes or no? Hello.
Yes. Means it is
Mirror is a
smooth.
smooth surface. Mirror is a smooth surface.
Yes.
Got it? You got the answer? So, what
Yes.
about the friction? What about the friction? You do this activity with mirror. You can see the effect. Take a glass, take a glass or a mirror. You must be having old ones and do the activity on it. Roll the ball, and you can see it can cover a distance, a longer distance than the ground any day. Okay?
yes.
Yes, beta.
Force of friction. Force of friction is the force which opposes the motion of an object over a surface. The force of friction acts between the object and the surface. The force of example, a ball rolling on ground gradually slows down and comes to rest due to force of friction between the ball and the ground.
Okay, explain. Can you explain this much? Can you explain, beta? Girls, can you explain?
Yes, ma'am.
Do it. So the ones which I find difficult, I will take up the charge, okay? But the ones which you can, I'm asking you to do that.
Means a ball roll on ground, it slows down and comes to rest due to force of friction
Where is it applied? The force of friction.
between the ball and the ground.
Okay, so you know that the ball which is rolling is having a frictional force with the ground, and that makes it stop, right?
Yes.
Yes or no? So the force of friction is always with the contact. If the ball is like this, I just want to show you the ball. If this is in contact with, that means this one is not contact right now. So I'm having friction with this side of the ball and the ground. And then it rolls. So this is A, this is B, this is C, and this is D. When it rolls, then which side will come over here? B. Again it rolls, which side will come here? C.
See,
Then D. You understand what I'm trying to say? The one which is in
yes.
contact will have frictional force. Now, if I ask you one question, this is A, this is B, this is C, this is D. Is all the parts, all the sides of the ball is in contact with the ground or the earth?
No.
So, if I'm talking about friction, which the whole ball is having friction,
When
generally we
ground
say
is having
yes,
friction.
with the
Yes.
ball, isn't it? The ball, which part of the ball which is in contact with the earth? Not all the ball, not all the surface of the ball. Do you understand? If we go very deeply, but when the ball is moving very fast, we take the whole ball to having friction with the ground. You got my point, what I'm trying to say?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
When the ball is moving fast, so we take the whole ball to have friction with the ground. But actually, it is not happening that way, isn't it? When the ball slows down, the the portion of the ball which is in contact with the earth is having friction, not the complete ball. What do you say? Not the whole area of the ball is having friction? No. The one which is in touch with the ground is having friction. The rest of the part are not having friction. But what we generalize that the whole ball is having friction with the ground. You understand?
Yes.
Okay. Now the next example. Please read it.
If we stop pedaling a bicycle, it gradually slows down and comes to a stop due to force of friction between the wheel and the road.
Now, okay, you explain. If you're not able to, then I will take on. Explain, Vita.
When if we stop pedaling a bicycle, it slows down because the force of friction between the wheel and the road. The
No, you're not able to, Vita. You're not able to make me understand nicely. Can you redo it again? See, you know it, but you're not able to express it. No, let her take another chance, Vita. And if she's not able, then you can. explain. Okay, beta?
Okay, ma'am, no problem.
Let her try once, huh? Let her try once. She knows it, but she's not able to express. What we have to help each other as that let her allow her, give her the chance to so that she can do in a better manner, do in a better way. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, beta. Yes, beta, start. Now you're not pedaling a bicycle. That means you're not applying the force onto the
Yes.
bicycle. Yes? Pedaling is what? You're applying force so that
Yes.
the cycle will move. What do you say?
Yes.
Now you stopped. You're not giving force. So when you don't give force, obviously the cycle will stop after some time. Yes or no? But what
Yes.
else? That force that you are applying is the pedaling force. The other force which is acting onto the body, that is the cycle, is the friction force that we cannot see, that is not apparent, but it is applied. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So what is happening now? I've given you half the answer. Now you continue better.
Ma'am,
Say, yes, better.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, explain. I don't think she's able to. Now you take on the charge.
Means if we will stop pedaling this bicycle, if we will not give the force, then for after some time it will be stopped because force is not applied to that bicycle, so it will be stopped.
Force is not applied to the bicycle. With the pedaling, what moves? The tire moves. As simple as that. When
Yes,
you pedal, what moves with it? Tire moves. And when the tire moves, then only you can cover a distance. You understand? There's no other force
yes,
applied on the body. If you don't pedal, do you think the cycle will move better?
no,
If you're not pedaling, will the cycle move? No. Okay? So you were pedaling, the cycle was moving, and then you stop pedaling. Cycle is still moving, and after some time it will come to rest. After some time it will stop. Why? Due to frictional force as well as your pedaling. You understand?
yes,
Because when you were pedaling, there was a frictional force. Hello, I should tell you that. When you were pedaling the cycle, frictional force was already applied onto the tires, but you were pedaling the cycle. So the external force was more than frictional force, so your cycle was moving. Now you stop pedaling. So now the frictional force has become more than the force of the cycle. So it comes to a stop. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All of you?
yes,
All of you? So there are two forces acting. One is pedaling force, that is external force, and the other one is frictional force, which is due to the contact of two bodies. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear? Okay. Can you see the force? Tell me, what is the force applied over here? Please. Which force can I see here? Yes, girls. Hello.
yes, ma'am.
Yes. Tell me what am I showing here?
Ball.
What am I showing here? A ball, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So we are talking about the force. Tell me what are the forces applied over here? Or what has happened to the ball? Please. I've
When
just
ball
shown the
rolls,
picture, you explain. Yes. Maybe
when
it
the
is a
ball
golf
rolls,
ball.
the ground,
Is the ground muddy or is it with grass?
it is,
It
it is
is
with the
with
grass.
grass.
Okay. Now my question to you. Please be attentive. My question to you is now I'm having two comparison. I'm having one without grass and one with grass. Now my question will be Where will be more friction? Where will be more friction?
At smooth road.
Without grass. Yes or no?
Yes.
This is grass and no grass. So where will be more friction? With grass. So you can see over here, if the ball rolls onto the smooth surface and it comes over here, the ball rolls over a rough surface, that is the grass surface, and will stop over here. You got my point? That is the difference. So
Yes,
what
ma'am.
action is happening over here? The friction. The friction force is applied onto the ball. So which type of surface can you see on the slide, Beta? Is it a smooth surface or is it grassy?
Grass surface.
Grassy.
Grassy. You got the difference now? I've taught you right now. Okay? Any
Yes.
problem?
Yes,
Any
ma'am.
problem, Beta?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No.
Now look over here. I will not explain anything. Please explain. Please explain, Beta. Who can explain? Hello.
Yes,
Who
ma'am.
can explain?
Yes.
Yeah. Explain, please. Can you see the slide or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Please explain it. What I was shown.
Ma'am, can I?
Yeah.
When we pushes a ball in one
No, there's
direction,
no ball.
the
There's no ball. What is this? Okay, I'm
Box.
just giving it's a box. Huh? It's a box. Okay, what are you doing now?
Pushing.
Pushing. So you're applying an external force, right? Okay. So the where the motion is onto the straight line. What is direction of the motion? This way, right? You agree?
Yes.
What is the direction of friction? Whenever there is a motion, there has to be friction. Okay? Okay?
Yes.
For example, aeroplane. Now, if I ask you a question, aeroplane is moving onto a straight line, right? It's moving in the air. Where is the friction? There has some friction or not? Is there a friction, by the way? Hello? Is there friction when the
Aeroplane is
plane is
moving.
moving?
There is friction or not?
Yes, I'm asking you this question, but I'm asking you another question is that when the plane is moving, whether there is friction or not. Tell me. Hello? Girls, can you hear me? Girls, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So what did I say? So what did I say?